It's 1 minute till showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. And now, on with the show.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in. My name's Jim. This is More Sunshine, Please, the Tuesday evening live stream. I do this every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, just to hang out with friends. How are you? Thanks for being here. Coming up on the show, we're going to play our game. I'm going to drink some coffee. I'll show you some pictures of the store we went to yesterday. And I'm sure I have other things planned. I just can't think of them right now. But before I do any of that, I want to celebrate the first 3 people that made their way into the chat and stayed in the chat. So now's the time. And I'm going to give them, for their efforts, phony Olympic medals. So let's get this started. Here we go. All right. To the comments. Get there. And our gold medal goes to It's Joey's World. Congratulations. Paul Eichenlaub has our silver medal, and Jamie is here with the bronze. Good work, you 3. How about that? That's fun. Jamie giving the congrats out there with the different medal. I'll be honest, I don't even know how you get those gold and silver medals on there. I suppose it's like any of the other emojis, but I think I've tried to do it before, and I didn't know how. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Thanks, everybody, and congratulations to our medal winners. When was that, by the way? Our gold medal, 6:32 a.m., but then it says still no jump. But then, did it jump? I don't know. Oh, it must have, because then she says, sorry, Mr. Fulton and Paul. So they must have been at the top at one time, and then, okay, so there was a jump. You never know. It's what makes it so exciting. Is it yeah, it is exciting. It is. Let's see. Keith BDF was here at 10:30. All right. And there's Mr. Fulton Mraz getting ready for big Hamilton County Special Olympics basketball sectionals. Best of luck to you. USA! Okay. All right. Let's get closer to showtime, Jim. All right. There's Rob Fuzz in the house. Well, it was about an hour ago. Hello, Rob, if you're there. Kathy Hollister, welcome in, 6:37. T-Town Mary Ellen at 6:52. Mary Ellen has a fantastic live stream of her own about 24 hours from right now. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. Games last week. What was... my show wasn't affected, but last week... Was it? Yeah. Was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday. All right. So, I pop into the Disney Nerd Herders live stream. They were at Epcot. And I realize I can't. Charlie's not saying hi to me, and I'm typing. I'm typing in things, but he wasn't seeing them, and it took me a bit. They finally mentioned that there's something going on with YouTube, and the chat is weird. And then I realized, or somebody said, or Charlie mentioned that you have to put an A at the end of your words or something like that, or else it won't go through. What? But I tried it. I think it happened. And then I pop into T-Town Mary Ellen's live stream. And I was a little late, but I noticed that Mary Ellen and Dean, hello, Dean, welcome in. They were talking about the same chat troubles, and I tried to tell them, putting A's at the end of all my words. You've got to put A's at the end of the words, or else it won't happen. But when you put an A at the end of all of the words, it looks like I'm typing in Pig Latin or some form of that, and they weren't getting it. And then I remembered, hey, I have Dean's phone number. And here's the weird thing. So I text Dean what you have to do to get the chat to work. And so I put in the chat, Dean, check your phone, without any A's at the end of any of the words. And that went through. I was like, how did that go through? So I tried again. I tried typing something else without A's. Didn't go through. So it was weird. The one thing, I typed one thing into Mary Ellen's chat without A's at the end of the words, and it went through. But Dean got the message, so everybody started typing A's at the end of all their words, and it was so silly and ridiculous, but quite funny and amusing. And then I think people were realizing you just have to put an A at the end of your last word, the last word that you type. And it was like I was typing 50 more words a minute than I had to, with adding A's to all my words. Anyway, it was weird and bizarre, but hilarious. It was really a lot of fun. Okay. Back to the chat. Thank you for listening in. Ben, Pepper Tree Villa, hello to you. Just wrapping up some work before I could fully focus on your show. Don't work. What are you working? I'm kidding. Thanks, Ben. Movie Mania Nick, welcome in. Kathy Hollister, hello to you. Tim, Tennessee Bear, hello. And there's Dean. And the rest of, or not the rest of, but Arnie and or Doug, hello to you. Let's see. There was Rob, Nick, Paul, Mary Ellen, Debbie Thunert, hello. Welcome in. Jason Thibodeau, hello. Thanks for being here, guys. Gloria's here too. How you doing? Let's see. Still scrolling. The A syndrome. Is that what we're dubbing it? The A issue. Nick says the chat was in Spanish on his end. I'm sure some of the words inadvertently became Spanish words when you add A's at the. I don't know what they would be. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It was really funny. Let's see. He says it's because the A's moving from Oakland to Las Vegas. You're hot tonight. Okay. Speaking of I'll talk about baseball in a little bit. I think I'm caught up. All right. So let's. What do I have? I'll talk about baseball right now. I got my agenda here, but let's go out of order. We'll talk about the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers are in the Dominican Republic right now. If you did not know, there is something every 3 years in the world of baseball called the World Baseball Classic, where the best players from many countries get together, and it's sort of like the World Cup of baseball. And it's happening this week, but later in the week. Today began a bunch of exhibition games, one of them being the Tigers in the Dominican Republic facing the Dominican Republic national team, the one that will play in the World Baseball Classic. They're playing right now. They started at 6 p.m. And I'm following the score right here. It is currently top of the third, tied at 3. How did Detroit score? It's not saying. It doesn't matter. But for Detroit, the Tigers, this is still spring training. And they started with a pitcher that I was not familiar with, and they said he's going to begin the major league season in Toledo, which is their AAA minor league team, the Tigers, that is. And I noticed the bases were loaded for him. It was 3-0 Detroit, and then the Dominican Republic tied it. Anyway, top of the third. It's exciting, and they're playing 2 games. The Tigers are playing 2 games in the Dominican Republic today, right now, and then tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, they play another game. And then from there, Detroit comes back to Lakeland, the Dominican Republic. I don't know where they're starting their World Baseball Classic, but I think there are games in Tokyo for the first round, that is. Here in the United States, of course. Maybe Puerto Rico, I'm not sure. So these are travel games, Tim says. I assume they're all in the same location. No, I don't know all the specifics, but I know some other Major League Baseball teams were playing teams from other countries. For example, the A's, which still don't have a city this year, they played Brazil, maybe, and they the A's won that game. I saw, and they only played 7 innings. There's a team from Great Britain. I didn't even know they played baseball there, but they played a spring training game here. I guess that's what you have to call that. I don't remember who they played. I think the New York Yankees played Peru, or somebody like that. So there's a bunch of games going on. It's very exciting. Again, the Tigers play in the Dominican Republic right now, and it is still, my score is not updating. But at the top of the third, it was 3-3. That's a lot of threes there. All right. So that's kind of exciting. All right. What's next? Back to my written down itinerary here. Okay. We had an ophthalmology appointment in Tampa yesterday, and that took a little bit. It was in the morning, and afterwards, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just seeing this from Tim. So, is there a list of who's playing on Team USA? I don't have it. Yes, there is. It's an all-star team, as a lot of these teams are around. The Dominican Republic team, every batter was a MVP finalist. It was ridiculous. I imagine the Dominican Republic team is going to win these games, but anyway. Our daughter had an eye appointment yesterday, just to check. And afterwards, we had planned, we had heard about this Asian market that opened up in Tampa we hadn't been to yet. And I guess there are a number of them. But it's called, I don't know how you pronounce it, Lot Market, Lotte. Maybe it's Lotte. Anyway, I'll just call it Lot Plaza Market. And there's one in Tampa. There might be one in Orlando, but there are a number, I think, across the country. And they're probably opening more all the time. It's like a Trader Joe's. Anyway, It's an Asian market. It's rather big, too. A lot of it was Korean, but they had Vietnamese stuff, Chinese stuff. This is the outside of it. And, oh, you know what? I took video, just like a 20 seconds of video that I have to find now. I forgot all about that. Here we go. Where did I put it? Here it is. When we walked in, this is what we saw. It's so produce right at the beginning, like a lot of grocery stores. This is. I didn't walk through the store. I didn't vlog this. Let me pause that. There's the fam. Okay, so there's the produce section. The whole half of the store seemed to be produce. Beyond the produce, on the other side of the produce, is a food court of sorts. There may be maybe 6 different booths of things. To the right is a Korean pastry shop, which has a French name, which I don't fully understand. And to the very right, you can just barely see a Korean makeup store. So there was that. But if I go back here, the rest of it is a legit grocery store full of Asian stuff, including Indian stuff. A couple of the, like, aisle 7 and 8 were things from India, not just China and Japan and Korea and Vietnam and wherever. But it was fun to go there. We did get some things. We got a number of things. It's like when we go to Trader Joe's and we buy stuff that looks interesting that we've never had before. We kind of did that for this place too. And I'm not going to eat this right now, but this caught our eye. Peanut mochi. If you've ever had mochi, it's weird texture. It's soft like a marshmallow, but not sweet like a marshmallow, but almost gel-like. It's not fluffy like a marshmallow. It's a little more firm and cool. And you know what? I am going to take a bite of one just so I can show you. But this one is, and normally it's smooth, but this one was covered in like peanut crumbs. Here it is, and you can see squishy, and it bounces back. And this one's filled with peanut butter. There's peanut butter inside of this one. Which is weird. That's it for that. Tasty, but weird. Yeah, so we tried that. That's one of the things we tried. Shopping with Jim. That sounds like a lot of work. I don't think I'm going to do that. Anyway, I'm kidding. Maybe I will. I did. Anyway, when we were we bought other things, some frozen foods. It reminded me a lot of a trip we would take to Trader Joe's. When we were checking out, and by the way, what another weird aspect, because it was in Tampa, but it's an Asian market, all of the cashiers spoke Spanish. Weird, not good or bad, just funny, weird. And we're checking out, we're paying, and another employee comes and stands next to our cashier with a little cardboard box and opens it, and she takes something out and says, would you like one? We didn't even know what it was. We said, yeah. I'll show you what she gave us. It was this package of Kit Kats, or Kit Kat, milk tea flavored Kit Kats. Now this bag, when I saw it, because she gave it to my wife, but when I saw it, I thought, man, this is like one of those bags that they have for Halloween, like chock full of passing out sized candy. I don't know. But But it wasn't. This is actually a paper package that we had opened, and there weren't a ton of candies in here, so I don't know if this was a promotional item or whatever. But here are the milk tea candies, and I have tried them already, but I will open one up to show you. And I don't think of course I'll take a bite, but here it is. It looks like it's covered in white chocolate. I'll just show you the back of this. Milk tea, and I don't know really what that says, but when I took a bite of this, I have to take a bite now so I can remind myself. Okay. Forget milk tea and think Fruity Pebbles. That tastes like Fruity Pebbles to me. It's very sweet, and it's got that. I don't know how better to explain the smell and flavor of that, but Fruity Pebbles. Who's had this? Let's see. PTV's had this. Yeah, they're good. They're not bad. But she kept going into the box and said, would you like another one? And we said, yes. How about another one? Yes. She gave us 4. So I have a lot of them. We don't need this many milk tea Kit Kats, so I'll probably take them to my students. But they're not bad. But she wasn't done giving us stuff. She gave us one more item. We didn't even know what it was, but she opened another box and said, here, would you like this too? And I still don't know what this is, but I'll just show you. It's some sort of donut peach. I can't read this. I don't know what it is. Oh, I did have this. You can kind of see a picture of the stuff. It's on a plate on the side of the box here, and it's gel-like. I don't know what these are called. It says real fresh jelly over there. I see in English. But I don't know if these were not good sellers, and we were there at the right time, and we got to get rid of these. But this is clearly meant to be on a shelf. And Jelly Belly Donut Peach. But it's straight up, it's candy, but it's like a I think I have to open this if I can and show you, but there's juice in here. It's in a okay, let's try here. Can't do it without breaking it. This is a waterproof pouch, keeping it. This is messy. I'm going to tear it in half because it's so big. It's like Jell-O, I suppose. Tastes like peach. All right. I need a napkin. Talk among yourselves. It's not straight up peach juice. That's not what's in there. It's diluted. It's a little bit. But I think we were just there at the right time because not everybody was getting these handouts when we were there. But will we be back to Lot Plaza Market someday? Yeah, we'll probably be back. You thought these were expensive? Oh, man. So I can sell these to my students. Thanks, Dean. Okay. What's going on? Where's my stuff. Okay, but so that was fun. That's a thing we did. What's next in my life? Oh, yes, because I read it here. I was given duck eggs. I've never had duck eggs. Now, we don't eat a lot of eggs anymore. Since we went vegetarian, we really have cut down on our dairy as well. But I work with a guy who has ducks. And he said, would you like some duck eggs? And I said, yes, I would. Again, it sounds like everything that's offered to us, we take without considering anything else. No, but I was quite interested. And he was talking about them, and they were a little bit bigger. And he gave me a carton of 6 of them, but there were only 5 in there. He said, sorry, there used to be 6 in here, but I ran into somebody, and I gave them one of these eggs. I said, no, I don't. That's cool. So he gave me a little carton of 5 duck eggs. Now, with the long-term sub of the teacher I used to work with that had retired, I showed her the eggs, and I said, would you like some of these? I don't need 5 of them. So she said, yeah, I'll take a couple. So I gave her 2. That left me with 3. And I asked her today, because this happened on Friday. I got these eggs. So I asked her today, how are the eggs? And she said, I gave them to my dogs. They love eggs. So I still don't know how they are. Tim says duck eggs are larger than chicken eggs. I have heard that they're about 30% larger than chicken eggs. At least it didn't hatch. Yes. So of these 3 eggs, I actually gave 2 of these to my mother-in-law. And I don't know what they've done with them. So I have 1 egg remaining. I haven't. That's the way it looks right now. I'll have to get back with you. I will make this, and I was thinking about hard boiling it, but I think I'll scramble them. The guy that gave them to me said they make good scrambled eggs. Not so much. They're not going to make good omelets. Something with the whites of these eggs are a bit different, and I don't remember what he said, if they're stiffer or something. I don't know what he said. But I'll take his advice and make scrambled eggs out of this and report back next week. I don't know. Yes, ostrich eggs are crazy big. They're like Flintstone dinosaur eggs. Okay, let's move on. I'll have to report later. But now it's coffee time. Thankfully.
Great coffee is easy, Mrs. Olson.
Coffee's for closers only.
I set high standards for myself. I set high standards for my coffee.
Picks you up, calms you down. It's the lifeblood that drives the dreams of champions.
Top of the 4th inning, Detroit Tigers 3, Dominican Republic 3. Okay. I need to thank It's Joey's World. Lisa sent some coffee our way. She is this week's coffee fairy. Thank you so very much. Cracked it open this morning. I'll show you the coffee she sent. I had just seen a video about this coffee. I am not kidding. This is Barissimo German roasted. This is Aldi coffee. And it was vacuum packed to maintain freshness. And I had seen a YouTube video about this, and they said, do not sleep on Aldi coffee. So I said, all right, next time we need to get coffee. That's the one. And lo and behold, in the mail from It's Joey's World, it came. I didn't tell them, but a wonderful bit of happenstance there. So thank you, Lisa, Keith, Joey, whoever's responsible. Thank you so much. I just had my first sip of it as you were looking at this picture. Here it is in the mug that makes it taste 38% better. I'm not sure if that's fair. A fair assessment, having it in this mug. But I made it for my wife this morning, and she said it was good. And I have to agree, it's smooth. I dig it. So thank you so much. And that's not the end of the coffee break. When we were at Lot Market, we started not by shopping, but by eating. So we went to the food court. And there was a Halong Bay was the name of one of the food booths. And they had Vietnamese coffee there. Now, I drink my coffee black. There were, on the little screen kiosk where you order things, there was no place to add alterations to the order. So it came with cream and sugar, but I want it. I didn't mind. I wanted it how they wanted to serve it. So it was sweeter than normal, but and a bit stronger than the coffee that we're used to making at home. But it was good. It was delicious, and I would get it again. It was a lot of fun. Other food that we had were veggie spring rolls. We had some a bowl of pho, vegetarian Vietnamese soup dish. I ordered a wonton soup bowl that they had to refund me for because they were out of whatever they needed to make it. So we didn't get that. But what else? I feel like I'm forgetting something else that we ordered. We ordered a third thing that was more of a dessert, like a savory dessert, so we didn't care for. I don't remember what it was. But the coffee was fantastic. We ordered another drink, strawberry tea, which was good, but very sweet. But yeah, that was fun if you're ever in Tampa, I guess. On Bruce B. Downs, it was a straight shot because we were very near Bruce B. Downs. So another 15 minutes, and we were at Lot Plaza Market. Okay, time for our first intermission. And what do you know? I think I've been inspired by Pepper Tree Villa. Enjoy this video. I'll be back in 1 minute. I keep trying to check the score of the baseball game, but it still says top of the fourth. That can't be right. It's got to be past that. It's unless it's the slowest moving game in the history of games. Nope, top of the fourth. Tigers took the lead 4-3. I'll leave it here. I think the app I was using at first wasn't updating, but now I'm on the MLB app. Okay, let's play our game Chrono Photo. I'm going to try to make it a bit quicker today. I always say that, and it never happens. Okay, I think everybody knows how to play the game. Guess in which year these pictures were taken. The better our guess is, the more points we get. You can guess anywhere from the year 1900 to the year 2025. That's the range in which we can guess. So 1900 to last year, And please, I'll zoom in on parts of the pictures, and please put your guesses in the chat. Here we go. And this was the first picture that came up today, so I didn't have to keep refreshing for a color photograph. And I think that's the Berlin Wall. But it looks like it's been altered. And when did that happen? When did that start happening? Was that 1989? Might be. So I'm going to say that's my guess. And so I'm going to go to the chat now. Oh, by the way, here's the slider, if you're unfamiliar with how we play the game. I think everybody here is familiar. Sherry, welcome in. All right. Our first guess is from Arnie. Says 89. Noah says 89. Ben says 89. Sherry says 89. Paul says 89. Debbie says 89. I'm going to guess 89. I don't think we have to get too long. I'm going to hit the submit button, and yes! Great start. 1989. That's the only thing that happened that year. Okay, next. And here we go. Oh, this is interesting. I thought, well, this is certainly New York or San Francisco, but no. Every sign is in a different language. Is that going to help us? What are these banners? Automobiles. Those are pretty old. It's a sunny day. The sun's out. Is there a date on the banner? How can I tell? It looks like there might be a time. 8:30 a.m. Is that what it says on the left there? By the big M? I see a 4, but I don't see a date. At least a year. I don't see a year. I don't see anything. Okay, what else? It's got to be a hotel, right? Kind of looks like it. And I thought, my point of reference for many of these pictures is how were they dressed in the movie Titanic? And I thought maybe for a second that's the way everybody was dressed, but it's not. This looks to be a bit after that because, or maybe it's just hot out and they're not wearing the big poofy gowns and whatnot. But I'm going to guess maybe this is the 20s? This is a very populated area. All right, let me go here and turn to the chat. And I think our first guess is Mr. Fulton Mraz. Our athlete of the day says 1910. We have 39, 28, 25, 36, 25. This might be a festival. You might be right. Another 35. Or is that the first one? That's the first one. 36. Another 36. 21. 26. There's a couple of 36s, and I don't really know. I thought maybe it was in the 20s. What did Dean say? 25? Right in the middle of the 20s? I kind of like that guess. I'm going to go 1925. Survey says Ooh, 32. Anybody? I think 35 was our closest guess. Paul, I think you're today's winner. Well, for picture 2. All right. Okay. I was wrong. 513 points. Add that to 1,000. That's our score so far. Picture 3. Oh, boy. Okay. This gentleman is proving he can drive without hands, I guess. Or is this a mannequin? He's got great skin and no affectation. Is this Judge Quentin D. Corley? Is there a date on here? That almost looks like an animatronic. Huh. Now, this automobile looks older than the automobiles we just saw in the previous picture. And now I'm thinking to myself, why would this gentleman be missing his arms? And then my thought is World War I. And now he's adapting to life after the war, which would be the 20s. So is this like early 20s, 1921? Because it looks like he's recovered. He has his prosthetic arm to help steer. And so maybe it's not immediately after the war, but it's a little bit after the war. So my thought is 1921. I don't even know if I'm right. Maybe he wasn't in the war at all. I mean, is he a judge? Judge Quentin D. Corley? 21 is my guess, but I don't really know. And okay. I think Keith has our first guess. Or maybe not. I don't know now. I don't know where the previous guess is. Well, I'll just say Keith says 1921. I see a 1926, 25, 1929, 33, 21, 25, 16. We have a span here of about 10 years. No, longer. 16 and 33. Okay. 1920, a couple of 1919s. Okay. Multiple guesses for 1919. Oh, they're coming in. They're still coming in. 25, 16. A couple of those as well. But I think Noah just said that because Sherry did, which is a smart move. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But Paul also says 1916. Now what do? I go 1916, don't I? He is quite famous? Is he really? Because he overcame? Is that? All right, let's go 1916, I suppose. Oh, I got to switch my mouse. There it is. Okay. 1916, survey says. That was it. Great guessing, gang. Better than me. This isn't my strongest day. That's okay. Picture 4. Here we go. Also not in the United States. Where was the Tatra famous? This looks like it could be the 50s. That looks like a James Bond car. I'm not the biggest Bond aficionado. I'm just generalizing, and I'm not sure. It looks like this picture was taken through a window, perhaps, because we're getting some Pepper's Ghost images here. Are we not? Another automobile there. Are we inside a restaurant? Is this a hibachi restaurant? Probably not. Maybe the 40s? Techno export. Okay. Ooh, what's this? Is this Spanish? I see an A at the end of that word underneath the globe light. Is this Cuba before the revolution? I don't know. What is that? Like the world's largest Shell gas station. I don't think I'm right about that. I can't make anything out. So I'm what do I say? 1950. That's my guess. Oh, I didn't even look at this. The guy on this neon sign, I imagine that's a neon sign. And I can't make out what it says. Anyway, the car is my big clue here. And I don't know cars, so I look at the other cars. Is that Mr. Incredible's car? What did I say? 1950. Okay. Let's see. I think Sherry has our first guess. 1959. We have a 56, 55, 56, 64. It is not Spanish. Scandinavian, maybe. Another 59. Okay. PTV's all over 1959 here. 58. 58. Okay. The license plate of the car, there is no location. But do any of those numbers mean a year? I don't think it does. I'm going to stick with, I don't know. Sherry says that car was made in 56 through 1975. And Tim says, I think the California crew is correct. So it's either 58 or 59. Two of the three said 59. We're doing that. Let's try it. Survey says. Hey, it was another one. They are saving the score here. Okay, 3,513. One final picture. We can crack 4,000. I quite often say this. Have we had this picture before? Maybe. I don't know. If not, we've had something similar. Okay, so where are we? What are we? Is this a hearse? We are in a cold weather climate. It is not a horseless carriage. This is a sleigh. A horse-drawn sleigh. But it's not an open sleigh. Nor do I think it's a one-horse sleigh. I'll stop. Moving on. This has to be a hearse. And I'm thinking Stalin? I don't know. Or Nicholas? Did they give them a did they give them like a big state funeral? I don't know. Ooh, baseball update. The Dominican Republic has taken the lead. Bottom of 4, it is now 8-4. Tigers behind. Brendan Hannafy coming in to pitch. Okay, back to the picture. I'm gonna play dum dum on this one. But because that's not a car, I'm gonna say this is quite old. But I don't know when. I haven't been close at all today, so I'm gonna rely on the chat here. Mr. Fulton Moraz says this is in England of the UK. Is it? Maybe. Uh, 1924. Another 1924. 22. 1900. Another 1924. 1910. It does look like a funeral for a bigwig. A number of you are saying 1924, and I don't want to spend any more time on this one. I'm just going to... That's 3 of you. 1924 survey says, yes, that was the correct answer. I think we 3 of them, these guesses, we got 1,000 points. That second one, I was very wrong about that. 4,513 points. You know, at one time that would have been the best score we ever had. But good job, gang. I don't know who's in the hearse, but whatever. Thanks for playing. All right, we've got a coming attraction here. When we come back, I have a top 15 list, and I have been fascinated with trademarks, and I did a top 15 list about that last week. Today's list, before I go to it, let's see. I forgot what it was. The top 15 items that have trademarked names that you might not realize are trademarked names. I'll be right back in just a little bit after this. Fred McMurray and others. Sorry, I was doing a bit of cleaning up. Okay, let's do that. It's very messy. Those peach things are... I've got... Everything's wet here. I mean, okay. All right, let's... I should have been preparing this. Still 8-4, top of the 5th. Spencer Torkelson up to bat for Detroit. All right, let's see. Let me get some pictures ready. And almost there. Yeah. Oh, before the top 15 list. We were talking about sponge candy a while back. That's not sponge candy. This will be sponge candy. We talked about this, and I said the only place around here that has it is Sprouts, and that is true. And just a few years ago, they raised the price of a box of sponge candy to $11.99, and I thought that is way too much for that. I'm going to wait till it goes on sale. It never went on sale, and when I was at Sprouts last week, that's the box that they sell their sponge candy in. Can you see the price there? It's on sale for $15.99. That's insane. $17.99 is the regular price for that stupid box. I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. Anyway, I wanted to vent. That's crazy. Everything's more expensive now. I realize. Okay, I'll stop. Okay, let's go. This list is a bunch of stuff that these are trademark names, and you may not realize these are trademark names. Not every company can use these, or these products are not what they really are, but what they've been called by some sort of corporation. All right. This might be lame, but here we go. The first one, number 15, EpiPen. This was trademarked. The name EpiPen was trademarked in 1978 by a company called Viatris, formerly Mylan. The generic term for this is epinephrine auto-injector. That's what that really is. But we all call it EpiPens. But it's trademarked. You can't come up with your own epinephrine auto-injector and call it an EpiPen. They're going to sue you. Next, number 14, Pyrex. That's a trademark registered in March 13th, 1917 from Corel Brands. The generic term, what this really is, what that material is, borosilicate glass. I'm going to assume that's how you say that. But we know it as Pyrex. Number 13 on the list, crock pot. It's actually a slow cooker. Crock pot is a trademarked name, trademarked back in 1972 by Sunbeam Products. Sunbeam owns the name crock pot. You can't call it a crock pot unless you're Sunbeam. Otherwise, it's a slow cooker. You get what we're doing here. All right. Oh. Okay, where are we? Number 12. You may have heard of this one. Zamboni. Those things aren't called Zambonis. That's a brand name. That's actually an ice resurfacer. So if you want to create your own ice resurfacer, you can't call it a Zamboni. That's been trademarked since 1965 by Fred Zamboni. That's real. Okay. Oh, wait. Number 11, ping pong. That's not the name of the game. That's a trademarked name. Trademarked by Parker Brothers back in 1931. You're thinking of table tennis. That's the game. That's the Olympic game. In the Olympics, you're watching table tennis. You're not watching ping pong. That's a trademarked name. So is this at number 10. Popsicle. Popsicle is a registered trademark. Is this right? This might be wrong. It says this was trademark registered in 2001. I think I have that wrong. That can't be right. It's got to be older. But the real name of this product, Ice Pop. But Good Humor calls them popsicles or fudgesicles or creamsicles. That's their thing. Number 9, Velcro. Velcro by Velcro Industries. It's actually hook and loop fastener. That's what this product really is. Velcro's been a registered trademark since 1975. Also on the list at number 8, Bubble Wrap. That is a trademarked name. I never knew that. Bubble Wrap, the generic term, what this stuff really is. It's called inflated cushioning, a packing material. I read that it was actually developed to be a wall covering, but that didn't work out. But it works great as packing material. This was trademark registered by Sealed Air Corporation, August 2nd, 1983. All right, we're zooming through this. Number 7, another one I had no idea. Freon. Freon is a registered trademark since 1972 by a company called Chemours, which is now DuPont. And the generic term is refrigerant. And Freon, there are maybe 4 or 5 different refrigerants that are under the Freon umbrella. Or aerosol propellant is another one. It could be, but Freon's a registered trademark. Where are we? Oh, number 6, realtor. Realtor is a name created by the National Association of Realtors Corporation. The actual title is a real estate agent. That's what you are, unless you're part of the National Association of Realtors Corporation, in which case you can be called a realtor. But real estate agent is what you are, and they came up with realtor back in 1950. That's when they did that. All right. Number 5, aspirin? That's right. Registered trademark way back in 1899. But there's an asterisk with this one. It was registered by the Bayer Corporation. But after World War I, assets were seized, blah, blah, blah. Aspirin is still the registered trademark name in about 80 countries, including Canada. But this was declared generic in the United States. So the term aspirin, not trademark in this country, but in 80 other countries around the world. It is actually acetylsalicylic acid or something like that. And the word aspirin is a portmanteau of a couple of German words. How do you say that? Acetylsalicylic acid. It doesn't matter. 1899, but it's still trademarked around the world in many places. Number 4, Saran wrap. This is a registered trademark since 1933 by the S.C. Johnson & Son Company. The generic term, what you could call this if you came up with your own, is cling film. And I read that it was originally developed for war to keep gunpowder dry and free from humidity. But then it became a food preservation item. What am I saying, Jim? Number 3, hula hoop. Whammo registered this word, or this name, back in 1963. Whammo also owns the names Frisbee and, oh boy, something else. Anyway, hula hoops that have been around forever, but when Whammo came up with this plastic version, they trademarked the name hula hoop, and it's actually called a toy hoop. That's the generic term for this item. But we all know it as a hula hoop. Number 2, styrofoam. That's not what it is. It's polystyrene foam. But Styrofoam is the brand by the Dow Chemical Company. They registered that trademark, Styrofoam, March 31st, 1951. Number 1 on the list, and I was being cute here, number 1 is onesies. That's a trademarked name from the Gerber Company, Gerber Childswear, LLC. These are actually bodysuits, and they first trademarked the name onesies for infants and child's clothing, childwear. But now I believe they own it for adult onesies as well. And they did that for adults. They got the trademark back in 2013 for this. But yeah, that's that. Bottom of the 5th, score is still 8-4 Dominican Republic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's my show. It is 8:05. I'm going to go watch some international baseball. That'll be exciting. And again, at 2 p.m. tomorrow, I'll be at work, but I can catch the end of the game, I think. Anyway, that's my show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you had fun. I'll be back next week. Happy March, everybody. Yeah, until next week, I'll see you around the YouTube chats. Good night.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.